Good afternoon, everybody. It's your man's Ken Jackson. This is the Ken Jackson Experience coming to you live this morning. This is an unscheduled broadcast. As many of you may or may not know, Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered her prosecutors to start a grand jury probe into the Obama administration. Uh, and Obama officials, rather, over the Russia investigation of Donald Trump during the first Trump administration. Now, as you all know, Donald Trump is currently underwater with this Epstein situation. Now, as you see here in the photo below, that Trump, Melania, Epstein, and Ms. Maxwell did know each other. And according to records and public documentation over the years, they've known each other for a very long time. Now, it was recently reported that it may have been Epstein that introduced Melania to Donald Trump on Epstein Island. Some reports have come out that that's actually where Donald Trump met Melania, was on Epstein Island. Of course, Donald Trump claims he's never been there, but we have documented evidence that he's been there at least 7 times. So, they keep talking about Ghislaine Maxwell is a bona fide liar, but goddamn, Donald Trump's been a bona fide liar, and we've known this pretty much his entire political career. And even prior to his political career, we know Donald Trump is a he is a prolific liar. So listen, let's not mince apples and oranges. The president of the United States, who is supposed to be the example of justice, is the most prolific liar we have in this country at this time. So, and unfortunately, he has the biggest vocal platform available to anybody on earth. So he lies to the entire world on a unheard of level. But I guess the public is tired of hearing about it, so they just kind of consciously forget about it. But anyway, we know what the plan is. It's Operation Distraction. That's what I'm going to call it, because we know that whenever Trump is in trouble, he has to come up with a distraction to get the news cycle off of talking about him and talking about someone or something else. And we all know this whole Obama investigation is a bunch of bullshit. It's just a distraction, so that nobody's talking about the Epstein files. But here's a tip for you, Mr. Trump. Epstein files aren't going away. In case you forgot, it was you and MAGA that brought up the issue of releasing the Epstein files. And it was you and MAGA who bitched all of these years that the files need to be released and the public needs to know. But now that we find out that your name is all over these files, all of a sudden there are no files. Isn't that funny? That is funny to me. But also the fact that we all know that President Obama didn't have anything to do with formulating a Russia investigation about you. And then the investigation that was conducted by your first Department of Justice found that no, there wasn't any collusion, meaning that you and Russia weren't working together, but they found overwhelming evidence that Russia was working hard on your behalf to see that you won the election. You know why? Because Vladimir Putin knew that you would kiss his ass and he could walk all over you, and there wasn't a damn thing you were going to do about it. Plain and simple. All the hawkish bullshit that you spoke about before you got into office the first time, and then when you did get into office, all of a sudden Putin was your buddy. You know, y'all had the biggest bromance going on, and of course, what we found out was that you were the bitch in the relationship. Big strong man Donald Trump, big 34 uh, count convicted felon, draft dodging coward Donald Trump was Putin's bitch and is still Putin's bitch. As you can see in recent news, the Ukraine war is still going on strong, and Ukrainians are holding their own against the mighty Russian bear, which turned out to be a teddy bear, actually. Uh, but without, you know, without significant U.S. support at this time, uh, they're still holding on. Russia should have had them wiped out within the first couple of weeks, you know, based on what the world thought about the Russian military machine. But we can see that it's been faltering for the last 3 years, going on 4 years now. And the Ukrainians are giving the Russians a fight for their lives. Little old Ukraine. But now all of a sudden, Donald Trump wants to support him more and send them weapons because Donald Trump has finally realized that Putin don't give a fuck about Donald Trump. Putin don't give a fuck about America or anybody else. Putin is going to get what he wants because ain't nobody going to stop him, let alone Donald Trump. So here we are. But Operation Distraction is in full effect. Pam Bondi, you know, as I said, has ordered her prosecutors to uh, open up a grand jury investigation into the 2016 election uh, interference regarding Russia. And we know that Russia did interfere in the election. And I don't think this is actually a can of worms that they want to open back up, because we might come to find out that Trump actually cheated on the first election. You know what I'm saying? That got him into office. We know uh, he tried cheating the second time around, in which he didn't win. He lost to Joe Biden. And now reports are coming out that he might have successfully cheated on this third time around for his second administration. I always say that, you know, for that first time he ran for the second term, he damn sure cheated, but he didn't cheat good enough because, you know, he didn't really know how he should cheat. He probably cheated the first time too. And he's talking about Obama has committed treason, this, that, or the other. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'll say he didn't. I know he didn't. You know he didn't. Uh, but that also goes back to this. What if he did? What if Obama did commit treason? Ain't shit you can do about it, Trump. You seem to have forgotten that your Supreme Court justices said that presidents are immune from prosecution. So there ain't shit you can do even if you wanted to. Did you forget that ruling? But who knows, with this Supreme Court, you know, just to satisfy Trump, they might go back and reverse their own damn ruling just so that they can prosecute Obama. I would not be surprised if that happens. I really wouldn't. But in any case, the Epstein thing ain't going away no time soon. And it's MAGA pushing the charge now to get them released. It's MAGA that's calling bullshit on Donald Trump. And it sounds so sweet to me to hear the MAGA clowns and the whole MAGA universe turning against Donald Trump in regards to the Epstein files. Could this be the thing that finally finishes Trump? Uh, because some of the biggest mouthpieces in the MAGA universe are saying this ain't what we signed up for. Uh, and I think Trump's really in trouble now because Joe Rogan has turned against him. Joe Rogan is calling bullshit. And, Joe Rogan is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, conservative mouthpiece out there. Who else? The other dude that runs Breitbart. I can't remember that criminal's name, but one of Trump's criminal cronies that got pardoned. Um, uh, he's even calling bullshit. And many of the podcasters in the Trump universe are calling bullshit. And only ones actually that's really blowing his horn, still strong is Fox News, good old Fox News. But ain't that crazy that Fox News is still tooting Trump's horn and Trump is suing Rupert Murdoch, the owner of Fox, because Rupert Murdoch won't allow or won't back off reporting from one of his other mediums that Trump is up to no good. Trump is full of shit. So Operation Distractions in full effect. Stay tuned because I got a feeling it's going to get real funky here in the next few weeks. And I really can't wait. I'm just being fully amused by all this entertainment that's going on right now because Donald Trump is in trouble. I do believe he's in trouble. So check it out, y'all. Tune in Sunday night, the Ken Jackson Experience, right here on YouTube. Crazy Baby TV World is where you'll find me. Gonna have a couple of live guests on Sunday, and not going to tell you what we're going to talk about yet. I'm going to save that for later in the week. But trust me, it's going to be good. Phone lines will be open, and I'll be looking forward to your input, your comments, and just the overall discussion. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Won't cost you a dime. I'm not trying to sell you shit. I got no merchandise or none of that bullshit. I don't hot products or nothing like that. I just come on and hopefully have some good talk. All right. So I'm your man, Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience. I am out. Peace.